Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once you join, let me know you are here, please. And like the video as soon as you get in. That way I can be able to see you. Also so that we can be able to reach many people. As soon as you get here, please like the video. And I'm waiting for several people to join, and then I can go ahead and talk about these things. You people have been telling me, oh, Essie, you stop doing green card things. Man, I am here now, and I'll be driving to work.
Phone call completed.
Jesus, that was loud. I'll be driving to work, so just bear with me. I want to show you an example of what you should expect comes May 4th for the green card results. There are so many people who ask me, oh, how do I know if I'm selected? It's now starting to misbehave. I'm watching from Rwanda. Thank you. Yeah, I want to show you a good example of what you should expect comes May the 4th. The only message that you will get from the DV Lottery website. It should not be sent to you by anybody else. Scammers are waiting like this. Scammers will be there waiting for you to come and to send you some fake emails. The number that you got when you filed for green card, the number you submitted, it is the same number when you go to the DV Lottery state. That is the number you're gonna use, the confirmation number they sent you or the screen gave you after you submitted. Wacha nione kama nitakuwa mweupe kiasi. That is the same number that you are supposed to use comes May the 4th to check if you got selected. Okay? No, that one. So, I want you to understand this. This is the reply that I got on May 1, 2012. And it says you are among those randomly selected for further processing in the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program for the fiscal year 2013, October 1, 2012 to September 30th, 2013. So, this is me. This was 2012. And if you don't get anything like this, which should have a barcode, and I tell you, nobody should send the confirmation or the you are being selected, blah, 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 shenanigans to you if they did not check through the website with your confirmation number. They shouldn't know nothing about you because they don't have a confirmation number. So before you send money to be lied to be conned, you better know that you have the confirmation number and it is only you who can check, or the one who applied for you. In my case here, this one, someone checked for me because I was very poor in matters to do with computers. Like computer knowledge to me I was dumb. Let me just use that word. Not because I was ignorant, but because back then in 2012, technology was not as fast as it is right now, and so many people were still behind technology. So, when you get your number and you go to the screen, you have to be on the right website. If you don't go to the right website, you will get other things that might confuse you even more. What is the website? Do you see where the message is supposed to come from? Can you read it? Yeah. The feedback is supposed to come from United States Department of State, Kentucky Consular Center. The address is 3505 North Highway, 25 West, Williamsburg, Kentucky, 40769, USA. If it doesn't come from there, or if anyone tries to bring you other confirmation, other feedback from other websites, check the number, check this barcode. It has to have a barcode, and it also has to come from the United States Department of State from Kentucky Consular Center. It doesn't come from the website, from the Nairobi website. I know some people would try to lie to you that it comes from the embassy of Nairobi or South Africa or Tanzania or Rwanda or no. Every single reply will come from Kentucky Consular Center. That is where they deal with green card manenos, green card staff, green card businesses. Anything saying otherwise or coming from any other state, even if it tells you it comes from Boston, USA, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's conmen. It's conmen at work. So, as soon as you get this, my friend, as soon as you get this, that you are randomly, and remember, being randomly selected doesn't mean you will come to America. You have a long way to go. You have a long way to go. Why? Because you have to act fast. First of all, if you do not have a passport, if you do not have all the required documents, it is a high time as soon as you get this to start rushing. And I don't mean walking, running looking for the documents, because being randomly selected doesn't guarantee you that you will enter America, because there are so many factors along the way that can make you to not be able to come to America through green card. First of all, if you cannot prove the first information that you submitted, that will ban you from coming to America through green card. People think because it's a green card, it's a must. No, there is also something called the cutting line. If you slow, or if you drag yourself, if you drag your feet, then this is something they do on first come, first serve. So you better know that you have to rush with the time frame. They will close after September 30th. Like it says here, they tell you clearly here. They tell you on next year by September 30th, they will stop, and then they stop because they are taking the next year's green card winners, okay, or selectees. We call them selectees because a winner is until you enter United States of America. I became a winner when I entered Chicago. Throughout, I was a selectee, because the time they endorse your entry, that is when you become a winner, because now it has succeeded. You don't succeed up until you enter at the there's nobody questioning. At the border, they are very strict, and you have to be very convincing that if they give you this thing, or if you come here, it's worth it, or you have proved yourself enough. There is a yellow envelope, a very big one, they're going to give you at the embassy together with your visa. When you go to pick your visa, they will give you a very big yellow envelope with stuff inside. You are not supposed to open, you're supposed to hand it over at the point of entry. So, you don't know what is inside. Once they get the envelope and they open it at the point of entry, they endorse it, and they tell you where you're going to go for your green card. Or they tell you to wait for your green card to be sent at the current address. If you gave a different address at the beginning when you were applying, because that is the same address that is on your papers, that is not when you are applying. When you you sent in your 2NL. If you gave a different address than the one you're going to land into, because things do change. Like me personally, I went to another person other than the one that I had filled on my 2NL. So when I got at Chicago, even though it didn't work because I think they did not update it as fast as it was supposed to, when I got to Chicago, I changed, because I was told when you get at the point of entry, tell them you change the initial address, you are going to a different address, so that your green card won't get lost on the way. They still went to the other person's address, the one who had given me the address to use. In fact, she was supposed to be my host, but she only stepped in to help me to be able to fill the 2NL, but she wasn't in a position to host us because she was also being hosted. I came to learn later that she was just being nice. She bailed us out big time. She did. But at the beginning, in the course of, am I supposed to be here? In the course of not understanding why she doesn't pick up my calls anymore, I was like, she's very evil. She doesn't want me to go to America. And people, let me tell you, there are so many things that happen to people here. Sometimes when you see someone not willing to give you an address, maybe they are living with someone else and they cannot disclose this, because the minute they disclose, then the entire village knows their condition, and they don't want this to happen. So, back to my story. I changed my address to the new. They let you to change. Has anything changed? And then you say no, all yes, and then they give you an opportunity to change the address. You see this package here. This was my number, my winning number. I was number 0. My number was 43,057. 43,000, and I still made it even after canceling my appointment because I canceled because I didn't have money. So what I'm telling you to do is to make sure that you rush with time. Make sure you send that 2NL as fast as you can. Start looking for money. And people who say, you know what, I don't know where to get money, we cannot tell you where to get the money because we'll be lying. We don't know the means you use to get money. And there is nowhere money is kept so that you can go and grab money and process your DV. You have to really try hard. It is either you give it your all or you forget about it. That is all I can say for now. All I know, God cannot open a door that doesn't have a way to supplement. So if you want to just be scared and say, I cannot come up with this much money, then you will lose your opportunity to come to America. But all I wanted to show is a clear information of what you should be expecting comes May the 4th. That is the reply you will get if you are selected. If you are not selected, then you won't get the same. And I also wanted to reiterate, please be a person who is saving time when this comes, because nowadays they are looking for any reason to minimize the green cards or to minimize the entries into America for some unknown reason to me. So make sure that you hurry. Process these things fast. Get all the required evidence so that you will not delay. The more you delay, the more the cutting line will find you. Okay? Sometimes your number might be very, very good. Might be very, very good and a high chance of you going through. But because of you dragging your feet, not being able to hit the deadlines, remember they say it's a first come, first serve. And I tell you, mine was number 40. Where is it? Here. This is my number. This was number 43. If you can read that, you see? Yeah, mine was number 43,057. I still made it even before even after canceling so many times. I still made it. So I don't want you to be found off guard like me. I didn't know nothing about green cards, and I was also very, I don't want to say ignorant, but I was very naive about all this. I had zero information about what green cards are. So even the way I was making my moves, they were not moves with a lot of faith, because I didn't even know what it means to be in America, or, you know, I was just naive. I had zero information. Good thing about you have people that are feeding you with information. You know what goes on. You know there are deadlines. I didn't even know we can be locked out. I thought as much as we got the green card, it can be processed forever. and still end up in America. So I was naive. I don't want you to be the same. With all this information we've been leaking out, I want you to be ahead. I want you to beat the time. I want you to have done or completed everything as early as May of your year. As early as May. The latest you should be maybe June. Maybe June. So that you have 3 years, 3 months to not be locked out. Once they close it, they close it. And here's the thing about Americans. They don't care. They work with deadlines. They work with policies. They don't bend nothing for you. They won't bend rules. Even if people lie to you, oh, go look for a lawyer and just go appeal. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. That is how they do their things. That is how they operate. And even if you dance naked, they won't let you process against the time. So be very careful. Watch the time. Try as much as you can to get a host address, even if you won't end up there. It will be of a very great help. Like I told you, the one who gave me the address to use, I did not end up there. She was also being hosted, and I didn't know. And I was so mad about that girl because she wasn't picking my call. But she was also in a position not to host us. I had a family of 4. How will she have hosted me, and she's being hosted? All she has is a room, one room, and you cannot host people at a host house, you know. So it helped me so, big time. If you can find an address to fasten, not host, an address to work with, so that you can send in the 2 and L earliest possible, that will bail you out big time. That will save you a lot of time. If I stayed that much looking for money and looking for a host, I think I wouldn't have made it to America because they would have closed down. I wouldn't have made it to the embassy for the appointment for the visa interview before they closed. So that address, even though it didn't end up being my final address, it helped me big time. Back then we didn't have to give you the tax documents. So it was easy because it was just an address and a phone number. But here comes the thing. Make sure before you enter America, you have a legit host. Because nowadays they can even call. They can call at the point of entry to make sure that host of yours knows you are on the way and you are landing to their house today. So even if you can use any address, make sure your host is not the address that you don't know anybody. Make sure you have a legit host. Otherwise, you will have to talk with someone and put their phone number in case they get called. They will say you are going there, even though you might not be ending up there. Like, you have to make things look straight. Americans are straight people. They are full of honesty. So you better work with them the way they like it. Let me see the hello Essie. I'm waiting and hoping for good results. Amen, amen. Hi Essie, watching from Kenya, and the sound is Waverly. Oh yeah? You sure? Hi Essie, watching from Kenya. Sauti iko na shida. Guy, na nikoja rate. How is it right now? How is it right now? Hi Bansi. I'm a Uganda living in Rwanda. I am selected. Will I go to Kenya for interview, or I can interview in Rwanda? This is because Ugandans have to do the interviews in Kenya. Yeah, you will go to where your home country people are supposed to go. If you are Ugandan, then you should go, Rwandan, you should go to where Rwandans go for the interview. Let me know how the sound is. So make sure guys, that you are rushing with time, that you are beating the deadline. The payments just vary with how much the currency is as per your country. Right now, it was 300 for the visa appointments. Is it 300? You see all this. This was my paperwork that I initially submitted. So everything else I was doing later had to be backed up by this information. It had to match. So it is very important to have the initial paperwork that you submitted, so that you will make sure your passport, your birth certificate, your everything reads as correctly as the first information. So my only concern is, are you ready to run the marathon? Because this is going to be a marathon, and green card is very expensive. The interviews are like $300 or maybe, I don't know what it is right at the moment, but I know it was 30,000 per head in 2012. Right today, I am pretty sure it could be more. 30,000. 30,000. That is what I paid. Right today, it could be more, but the thing is, are you willing to fight the battle? Because this winning is not a win until you make it a win. It is no win until you make it a win. How? You have to fight for this opportunity. You have to fight to get this money. This money will not come from people's pocket. No. They won't give you their money because you have succeeded. They want to see you fail. So reduce the expectation from people and try to do anything you can. Sell anything you can, but not large, not a plot. It's not worth it. Do not sell your plots to come and toil here to only go back and buy more expensive plot at a higher rate. So make sure if you have to sell something, they are liabilities, they are not assets. Okay? If my memory serves me right, Ugandans used to come to U.S. Embassy in Nairobi unless there are changes recently. Yeah, I think they said they don't have an embassy at their country, so they come to Nairobi. If you're supposed to come to Nairobi, that is where you will come. You will still come to Nairobi. But I don't know why you guys don't have embassies. That is not something I'm aware about. But I have seen so many people saying they come for interviews at Nairobi. So the interview money is a lot. The IOM money, that is where you go for the health, for your health, medical. It is also a lot. So you might find yourself paying anywhere from 30,000 for the medical and up for the shots that you need. So this is something that's gonna require a lot of money. But at the end of it all, I say green card is worth it. It is worth it 1,000 times, because when you come here, and especially if you are not doing so well back home, please, you will have a bigger opportunity to stretch here. You will have a bigger opportunity for your kids. Your kids will make the best life if they carry discipline as well, because discipline is everything. A child might come here and end up being horrible because discipline is what shapes a person. But fight for your opportunity to come to America. And I will keep repeating, this is the only message that you will get from the DV Lottery website on May the 4th, and not any other message. And it has to come from this consulate, that is United States Department of State, Kentucky Consular Center. That is their information there. If you see anything else, please, you are at the wrong website. Please, someone is trying to scam you, because I know there will be a lot of scammers standing by to scam you or to scam people that are not at the correct website. So make sure, first of all, you are at the right website. And if the information doesn't come with this barcode and it has the Kentucky information, and the address should be the same one, 3505 North Highway 25 West, Williamsburg, Kentucky The zip code is 40769 USA. If it doesn't read that, you are at the wrong website and you are likely to be conned very fast. Another thing, I would want you to know that everything from there going forward gonna be a communication between you and the Kentucky. So how? Through the emails provided. They can only communicate through email. That is the fastest, and they are very active. And let me tell you something people don't know. In America, email communication is something that is highly used or highly recommended, especially when it comes to official things. Okay? So emails work very well here in America, and you can use email to communicate with the consular center. You can ask them any question. You can send documents to add kids and so on and so on. Anything you have a question about, if you don't have anyone to ask, please go write them an email and they will return to you within one business day. They are very active, very, very active, and they check their emails daily, maybe hourly. And it is the same case here, even with school. When you register with the school here, you can communicate to the staff through emails, and they get back to you very fast. Because email is a highly rated method here in America of communication, especially with businesses. Okay? So use their email address and communicate. Ask any single question that you have, and do not fear. There is nothing to fear about. But don't tell them anything about I don't have money, I don't know what. You can reschedule your appointment, but don't go there saying I don't have the money, blah, 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 blah. No. Just go to them with other questions, but do not mention money. I don't think anybody will listen to you about money, because there is no way at a single point they will fund you. You're going to fund this thing by yourself. So even as much as you want to ask questions, it is nothing about money. Just go look for money and hit those appointment dates are scheduled. And if you cannot make it because you don't have enough money yet, please reschedule it through the website or write them an email. It is through the email. Sorry, let me correct that. Through the email. You can reschedule that by writing to them and telling them you wouldn't make it due to unavoidable circumstances of your choice. I'm not going to tell you what you said, because what I said, I had to lie. Due to unavoidable circumstances, you would want to reschedule your appointment. They will let you know when they can reschedule. It takes time. So if you can make it the first time you get the appointment, that would be great. Remember, they observe the Kenyan holidays and they also observe the American holidays. That makes them to be very slow, and they don't work over the weekend. So it's a Monday through Friday. This is something that was being participated by millions of people, thousands of people. So you are fighting between Monday and Friday, and maybe there is a holiday, or maybe there is this coming up or what, but you have to make sure the first time they schedule you made it there, because getting a second appointment was a hassle for me. It took like 3 months. 3 months. 3 months without me eating or drinking because of how scared I was to lose the chance. So I wouldn't want you to go through the trauma, because it's very traumatic, by the way. Please make sure you hit the deadlines the first time. The interviews, the days they give you. Otherwise, you're gonna have to reschedule, which is a very, very big and traumatizing process. You thinking that they're gonna cut you out and all that, you're gonna miss the opportunity and all that. As soon as you get this on May the 4th, please hurry up and start looking for that mullah. Go look for the passport. You should have the passport by now. If you want to travel abroad, the first thing you need is your passport, okay? So all this was the information I had filled about my birth country, my birth location, blah 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 blah, and my signatures and everything, the people that I was bringing on board, and also my parents here. And that is why I tell people, they ask you your mother's maiden name and where she was born, blah 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 blah. That is the information you give. That is the information you give on the second NL, or what? Wait. Biographic data. Yeah, this is the second. I think this is the second NL where you fill out your mother's name and all that, and your father's name, and where they were born, their maiden names before they got married, and all that. And I said I was a high school diploma, which was true. Yeah, you have to make sure all this information matches when you go to the embassy. It has to match. So keep on printing those 2NLs and make sure when you go at the embassy, your documents are looking like you explained. Let me see your questions. Hi, Essie. What if someone applied as SIGA but he has a family but he does not have papers for there? I've answered this 1,025 times before. You cannot say you're not married when you are married. If you are married, you are married. Because when you say you are not married and you are married and then you want to put them in, this can even make your green card to be cancelled. Hi, Waigwa. It can make your green card to be cancelled. Why are you lying you are not married? Being married doesn't mean that you have to be to have a certificate. I also applied as married, and I didn't even have any certificate, but the certificate doesn't have to read or doesn't have to be the current day. You know, like let's say you got married back in 2010, and then you win green card in 2015 or 2024. Even though you've been customary married since 2012 or 2010, your certificate can read 2024. Why? Because that is when you got officially married. And in America, people stay together up until they officiate their wedding, their marriage. So it is not a big deal. And when they ask you, you say, because you have kids, there's no way you'll be living together since 2010 up to 2024 without kids. They can tell the evidence is the kids. So it is not even something complicated. I said I was married in 2009 January, but then my marriage certificate, I had to go look for one. Todoyari, come, we stay. Come. And then I jumped the fence. We went and lived together. Yet, I couldn't say I was getting married right there because I have kids in between. I had a boy by then, and then I got another baby in the middle of the processing. So they don't bother too much about that because they know people can live together and become official when they want. And that is allowed. And they know in other countries they have what we call customary marriages. So I don't know why you said you are not married when you are married, but I have been singing this song with all the languages that I know, and it has like 5 stanzas and a chorus. I've been saying this. If you are married, you are married. You cannot apply green card as a single person when you have a family. It's going to take you so much time to prove this is your family and you are married at the time you filed. Okay? It's going to take you so much proof, and eventually you stand a very high chance of getting cancelled. Okay? Hi, Susie. Me, I don't care. Give me your address, but I will not come to your house. Isaac Kizito. Wait. Flex Camboy. I see that. Okay. All right, guys. So that is all I wanted you to know. And again, I'm going to show this. This is the honor message you will get if you get selected. And I'm even showing you my full names here, even though I changed them. That's why I'm showing it. I already changed. So this is me. People who know me in Gogoro knows this name, but people who know me in social media, they know my other name. So this used to be my name. And this is the only message that you will get from the email, from the screen after you key in your confirmation number. Confirmation number is the number or the case number that you got when you initially applied. Where is that number? That number is the one you received on the screen once you submitted. So how do you get to know your selection number? That is your case number. This is my case number. If you can see here, this is my case number here. And I was case number 43,057. 43,057. And I still made it. I still made it with so many challenges on the way, but who is like God? God made sure that I step in America. It did not matter if I would get in kneeling, if I would walk in like Okurutoka, Nadina. But He made sure. He made sure I got in America as a blind person. Me, I came here blindly. There is nothing I knew about America. There is nothing I knew about green card processing, but God made sure that I will end up where He destined me to live. And here I am. I wish you all the best, guys. And comes May the 4th, I just wish everybody a blessing. That blessing, I call it a blessing. It is not a luck. It is a blessing. And I would want you to win. And once you get selected, please hurry up and try to hit those deadlines, those appointments. Try to gather up all the documents that are needed. Some of the documents are the passports, birth certificates, originals. Do not even laminate them. Please keep them there. They want to see them, so don't even dare laminate your birth certificates. And if you've already laminated them, don't worry, they're going to still work. You need your high school certificate for to take to the embassy during interview. And you also need your short records to go to the IOM. That is to go to the IOM a week ahead before you appear at the interview, so that they can see how many shots you need. Okay. And if you have your shots up to date, you will be getting charged more or less money than someone who hasn't been to the hospital, who hasn't been keeping up, who did not get the tetanus, who did not get the whooping cough, who did not get all those shots. But to be ahead of time, guys, let me shanua you. Let me comb you. And I hate it when I comb people and then they just throw away the comb. Unachanua mtu anachukua kichana anatupa. Let me comb you. If you have expectation, or if you are hoping to get selected, or if you get selected, just go to any medical hospital, that is the government medical hospital, and update your shots. If you know there is a shot that you missed, go update it. Why? Because at the IOM they're gonna charge you in dollars, but at the local medical they're gonna give it at you, maybe even free. The government medical, clinics, they can give it to you for free. And at the IOM, they're going to charge you a lot of money. Sometimes they tell you, this shot is like $25. So if you convert that into your money, it's a lot of money. Imagine a Tanzanian being told $25 only. That is a lot of thousands for them. So go get these shots ahead of time. Look at your medical record, that little card that I think everybody has one, right? Or if you don't, because in Kenya they did not used to keep medical records, but they had that little book. Go check all the medical records. All the shots that you have missed, and go get them ahead of time if you get selected. Other than that, you don't need no shots because you are doing okay without the shots. You don't need to get them. But if you get selected, before you start the process, just run there to the local government clinic and get an update of your shots. They know the shots. And I think I can find that, Nini. I can find a list of the shots that you will need so that you can go get them. You go get them at a local dispensary, and you will only be left with the ones that Americans want you to get, that is theirs, so they can charge you for that. So you might end up finding that you, instead of using, or instead of paying, for example, if you're in Kenya, instead of paying like 30,000 per person, you have reduced that to like 15 or 10. You know, we have to be wise, my friend. I'll look for the short record that are needed by at the IOM or at the embassy for in order for you to immigrate. I can't see anything here. I don't think I have oh, these are just my information and my kids. Yeah. This baby of mine, my daughter, I added her way later because she was born at the middle of the process. And I told you all you need to do is to email Kentucky. If you get a baby in between, email the Kentucky with a good photo of your child, their date of birth, their certificate copies, and a passport, and send it to them. It will be all right. They don't mind adding kids because life has to go on and people are still procreating, you know. So, guys, that was all for today, and we will keep on rehearsing these things and reminding you. They also have a telephone number. The Kentucky has a telephone number. It could be updated now because this is something for 2012. That is when I won green card. So they have this number. It says the Kentucky Consular Center telephone number is this. Once you get selected, they will give you the information down there. This is the page that I printed out. You know, this is what I got for selection. They have this phone number, and they are open 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. East Standard Time. Or send an email inquiry to kcdv kccdv@state.gov. Everything is there and it's in there. If you can see this, you can copy it somewhere. I don't want people to send me messages. Oh, what was the phone number? What was the email? No, it is just here. So if you have an opportunity to see it, please, you can copy it or you can screenshot that, and then you can use it for mother notice. So they are very helpful. They will answer all your questions, and Americans like being asked questions. Do not fear anything. The only question you should not ask them is about, oh, I don't have money. How can I? Oh, no. Do not go there crying about money. Please, make sure every question you are asking them is about maybe moving your date. Moving your date so that you can give yourself a room to look for money. But I pray that God give you provision, because God cannot open a door without providing you with money. All you need to do, ukae ngumu. You have to be very strong. You have to be very hopeful. You have to have a lot of faith, because you will land in America by fire, by force. Okay? And like I told you, do not waste time. Look for an address. Even though you won't end up there, it will help you to send in your second your 2NL as fast as you can, so that you buy time. Okay? You secure time. Let me see. Hi, Essie. I applied as a single kid birth certificate bears their father's name. I was not legally or traditional married. Advice. You need the dad's consent. That's all. You need the consent from the dad to travel with the kids in case you win. And please, some of these questions should be asked after you win, so that we know how to approach these things. Even if I tell you right now, you still come and ask me, oh, I got selected. Now the daddy is name of them on the kid on certificate on this. Okay, my friend, stop the headache. You can only cross a river or when you get at the bridge. Okay? So I wish you well, and I hope that you get this news. I wish you get this news comes May 4th, 2024. I wish this is your screen that day. I pray that you get this type of a screen on May the 4th in Jesus' name. I wish you well, guys, and I want as many people as we can get to come to America to change their lives, to change the lives of their families, to even witness the goodness of God. We do not witness the goodness of God when things are good. God is God anytime, everywhere. It doesn't matter. But I just want people, I like it when people of God win, because people of the world, when they win, they scream everywhere. But when we win as people of God, the same people of God are fighting themselves, telling you, oh, you are proud.
You are just bragging. I don't know what. Why don't you want me to say about the goodness of God if the people of the world talks about it? Please, guys, like the video. If the people in the world talks about what are their achievements, why won't I sing about the achievements of my God? My God is big. My God gave me this. This is about God. You know, the only difference between we and the people, the other people, it's because we praise God for it. We don't praise ourselves. So whenever I come here with this, 10 years down, this is my 11th year in America, I am a witness that God can bring you from a very deep village and plant you in America, even when you know nothing about green card, even when you know nothing about America, even when you don't have any clue of where you are heading. The only thing you know is coffee plantation. It is going to the river to get water. But you know what? Our God is great. Anybody can get this information. Imagine, I wasn't even the first person to see this. It was through the person, Mr. Kegera, where I applied. He applied for me because I knew nothing about computers. I knew nothing about technology. I didn't know how to even create an email. He created an email for me. So he is the one who saw this, and then he called me. And that was like, the application goes on in October, and then he called me in May. And I was like, oh, Mr. Kegera, who was this? Oh, the guy where I applied green card. By then, I had even gone back to the village. Life can character develop you properly. So he saw this, and then he reported it to me. And I wish you could have seen me jumping, pregnant. I was pregnant, 5 months pregnant, but I was jumping as if I wasn't pregnant at all. Huh? But I didn't know where America is, what I'm going to find there, how I'm going to get there. But the minute I saw this news, my problem was not the money that was being required, because I think the following day I went to Nairobi to confirm with him. Did you call me? Me, as in me. You meant to call me? I mean, my name is it me? Me, one, green card, me. And then he was, yes, you did. You were selected. Congratulations. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, do you know your life is changing? And I'm like, how? Tell me how. You're going to America. And I'm like, America? Yeah, I'm going to America. And he's like, you will never be the same again. You will never be the same again. When I was growing up, just a little background, we were only able to buy a wheelbarrow after a very long time, and that was the only car we had at home. That was our only car, and we were really happy to own a wheelbarrow. I know people think I'm joking, because people think I'm always joking. I'm not. This is not even a joke. We were very happy to own a wheelbarrow, and we wanted to show everybody in the village we eventually were able to buy a wheelbarrow. So I know you know a wheelbarrow has only one leg. But it was a big achievement for us. So me, America, and the movie thing I have been seeing in my, when America was mentioned, there is that life that starts creating in your head. And here I am, 10 years down. I can only talk about the faithfulness of God. And I pray that next month, it's less than 30 days, you will get this surprise. I hope you get this. I hope you get this on your screen when you key in your confirmation number. Let me go and work, guys. I don't wanna staki kumwaga unga. Wow, your story is inspiring. Thank you. Amen. I tap that blessing in my name. Amen. I am late, but it's okay. You are not late. You are on time. So, guys, let me go and do my work. I will see you again tomorrow. I will try to be somewhere we can talk without the interruption, because I think at the beginning I wasn't as clear as I would have wanted, but we still communicated. So like my video before you exit, and Let me show you where I am. So we are starting to get into the blooming period. All right, guys, we are done. Like the video before you leave, and I'll see you tomorrow around the same time, maybe earlier. And God bless you.